Hey everybody. So if you are subscribed to my channel, you're going to notice that I haven't been around for a while. I've been going through a lot of changes. 2018 was a tough year. I don't know about all you guys, but it was tough for me. So I come back with a fresh new view, fresh new take on everything. So I went through a lot of purging and a lot of, come to a lot of different knowings and a lot of different validations on things, dreams, synchronicities, different things that I've been going through the past few, 3 months, really threw me for a loop. And so I, just took that extra time to get to know, what I was needing to heal, what I was needing to release, what blockages, what was coming up in my life. So that I could move forward on my purpose, on my mission. Just so you all know, I am a twin flame. So I'm on this twin flame journey as well. I've been on this twin flame journey and on my spiritual journey for the past 30 years now. I did not know that I was a twin flame until 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago now, when it came forward. Excuse me 1 second, there goes my phone. I'm going to have to take this. I'm going to pause this for a minute. Okay, so sorry about that. That was a call I had to take. So, where was I? Oh, the twin flame journey. Okay, so, started 30 years ago. Didn't know it until 2 years ago. It came through in a reading that I did actually for my twin flame. Not knowing what twin flames were even at the time. So after that, I started to research and see, and of course, all of the synchronicity over the years. I could not make sense of it before then. I was on a spiritual journey, and I was doing all of the things that I was doing, and I was going through a bunch of different trespasses or a bunch of different synchronicities that were like very cool, but at the same time, I couldn't explain them. They were unexplainable. And so that's really the only way that I can explain the twin flame journey, is that it's unexplainable. It's, you go through synchronicities, you go through these knowings, you go through these things, these healings, all of these triggers that come up that you heal. For me, for many years, it was unknowing. But now I know so much better that as they come up, I'm able to, ask, why am I being triggered by this? What's going on? So that I can heal it right then and there. Okay, so I want to sort of tell you a little bit about myself, my journey up till now, just so you know a little bit more about who I am. This is more of a personalized video, and also I'm going to do a card reading as well, just to know that I am a channel. I'm a divine channel. I've been channeling for the past, since a week after my 40th birthday, and I'm 54, so little over 14 years now, I've been a divine channel. I have, I'm going to just show you a few. I guess how it all started out is I went to see a psychic, and she said to me, do you realize you're getting help with your writing? Well, I should even go back further. I will in another video how the writing all began, because I certainly wasn't a writer in my younger years at all. And so I went to the psychic, and she said to me, do you realize you're getting help with your writing from the angels? And part of me was like, yeah. And the other part of me was like, huh? So I listened to more of what she said, and I really didn't get the whole gist of what she was saying. So I left there, and it was in a spiritual store from the city that I am from originally. Although I don't live there anymore. I'm living in BC right now. So I went out into the spiritual store, and I was led to a book, the book Messages from Your Angels, not the cards, but the book Messages from Your Angels by Doreen Virtue. And I was married at the time, not in a good marriage, and I took that book and I read it. My husband wasn't around for the next 3 days, and I read that book cover to cover in 3 days. There was cleansings and clearings and different things in it that we'll talk about later, that I used in my hypnotherapy practice as I was led to become a spiritual hypnotherapist with Sylvia Brown's company. That was years ago now. We'll get into all of that stuff. I want to, really have a personal relationship here, so that you all can really get to know me and what I've done and what I'm here to do and how I'm here to help process others in this lifetime. I've been told since the beginning that I'm here to help others, to show others to the light of the Lord within them, to help them to create and to live their best lives, the lives of their dreams and the now of their lives. So they're living their happily ever afters, and they're manifesting as the true master manifestor magicians that you all truly, or we all truly are. And so there's just so much to this. So from there, I did all the cleansings and clearings, and even though I thought they were like, okay, this is a little crazy, woo-woo at the time, but I did them anyways, because I thought, what have I got to lose, right? What have I got to lose? So I did all the cleansings and clearings, even though I thought they were crazy. Did them all, and I went back to the spiritual store, and I said, okay, so now what? And the lady there said to me, she's a friend of mine as well. She said to me, have you ever tried channeling? And I said, no. And so she gave me some more information on channeling and what it was and how it is and this and that. And so I went home and I set up my little sacred space for it and put on some music to slow down the vibration so that I could, I was a better conduit. It was a better open channel for them. So I did all these things, and I got 2 lines, which became a book. And little did I know at the time, it was 2 lines to the first book that I ever channeled. And the 2 lines, this book turned out to be Helpmate from Above. And so Helpmate from Above, from this life to the next, a message from the angels. So this book came through from Archangels Michael, Sandalphon, and Jeremiah. And now this book, oh yes, the first 2 lines, that's what I wanted to get for you all. It all started way back when I was a little girl. I had deep brown eyes and jet black hair. I knew little about this world except the fact that I was in it. Life was blissful when I was growing up, and I had few to no worries. Now that came through. And this is the first time anything like that has ever come through to me in any which way. And so I was like astounded, a little freaked out. And that's all I got for the first day. That's all I got for information, for guidance, for anything. And so I remember that night not telling my husband at the time, not telling him, not telling anybody anything about all of this. And I remember, having a bubble bath and just sort of like mulling on it all and trying to figure out, what is this? What's going on? And it was a little bit, they were talking about my life. And let's face it, we've all had a past. Some of mine not so great. And so I was, I was in that thinking process, or that mode of, do I really want everybody to know about my life? And so I was mulling on all that stuff. And I just, by the next morning, I had it in me. It was like, you know what? If this book is going to help a lot of people, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm in. I'm all in. So that morning I went down to my workspace, my sacred workspace, where I had my computer and everything. And that's how I would channel. It was like dictation that would come in 3 or 4 words at a time back then. It wasn't as fluid as it is now. It was very, 3 or 4 words would come, da-da-da-da-da. 3 or 4 words would come, da-da-da-da-da. And funny thing is how we get led to these things over the years. When I was a young girl, like 12 or 13 years old, I remember going to the library and getting a book on how to type. And so I taught myself to type. So that was another kind of weird, funny thing to me. I was thinking, like, for what reason did I learn to type when I was 13 or 14 years old, that I taught myself to type it anyways? It was coming in handy then. So my fingers were flying around the typewriter. So that day, though, I only got two paragraphs. The next day I went back down. I'm like, let's do it. I got the rest of the first book. So all of Helpmate from Above, from this life to the next, a message from your angels, came through. And so at the end of that book, though, they said, the angels brought forth, the last sentence in the book was, This book is a continued piece and will be forthcoming in the months ahead. Peace be with all. And so I was like, oh, okay, we're done. So, you know, they gave me the title, they gave me all the information, what the books were for. They're to help others as a helpmate, and that I'm a helpmate to help others through their journey. And sometimes our journeys sort of bring us down into what I call the hubs of hell. You know, they take us down into these hubs of hell where we're, you know, extremely unhappy, or in these places, possibly with karmic relationships that we want to get out of, or that we have lost ourselves from within. And in losing ourselves, you know, I had to learn to sort of step my way out of that, to work my way out of that. And these books help me to do that, to step my way out of that. And I'll tell you a little bit about that whole journey as well, and how, you know, the ending of that karmic relationship ended, and the complete message that I got, that I knew it was over right then and there. And when it was over right then and there, I was done. Like, I was done, and I knew it. I got a message like, it's over. You don't have to do this anymore. It's done. And I was like, whoo, I'm done. It's over. Done. Out of there. That's how fast it was. The second, okay, so then it was a continued piece forthcoming in the months ahead. Okay, so then, how much time are we going on here? Okay, so not too bad. I don't want to blabber on for too long, because I want to do a bit of a card reading here as well. And then I want to get into more, you know, of a get to know me kind of thing, so that you can all sort of be shown or be led to who I am. And you know, if this is for you, if these messages resonate with you from within you, then jump on board. And if not, you know what? Just let it go. Move on to other card readers, other people that resonate with you. You'll know it from deep within you. Always go with your heart and soul. Always go with your interior guidance system on to what is true and right for you at any given time, any given moment in your life. It all comes from within. You are the truth, the light, and the ways from within you always. We all each are. And all of these have come through guidances, through divine channelings over the past 14, you know, going on 15 years now for me. So I will be bringing up, you know, all of these things, all of these teachings as we go along, as well as doing the card readings. And oh, cool, I got to tell you guys something too. Christmas, I got this beautiful, beautiful crystal ball for a gift from my brother, and I'm so very thankful. This beauty. I would love to try and do some scrying. I've never done any scrying, and so the more that I learn, the more that I also move forward on my journeys here to help all of you from within your journeys as well. I'm really hoping that, you know, I'm able to do some scrying as well as the channeling and the channel card readings. So anyways, this was a beautiful gift that I'm so thankful for, that I'm hoping to bring forward just as another tool, what do they call it? Divination tool, another divination tool to help us along our processings and along our passageways in this lifetime, so that, you know, that we are learning our lessons, going through the things that we need to go through, but at the same time, we're becoming aware as soon as we can, and we're moving on forward and through it, so that we're not stagnant. We're not staying in those lower energies, so that we're rising above it, and you know, becoming our best selves and becoming who we're really truly meant to be. And then we're sharing that with others, because in sharing that with others, you know, we're giving others permission to do that for themselves as well. So in showing up, in me showing up for myself, gives all of you permission to show up for yourselves as well. And so, and not just myself, I'm talking about the whole of the world, all of us, to show up as who we really and truly are, as our true authentic selves. And so there's nothing better than that, you know, and it again has been a journey, a process to get to the here and now. I mean, there was a time where I thought, oh my God, I don't want to tell anybody about this or that or whatever, because they'll think I'm crazy. They'll think I'm this or that or whatever. But you know what? My family and friends know who I am, and that's what's important. They believe in me, and you know, even more so than I believed in myself at many times throughout my process. And so, you know, I just keep moving along, pushing through, and moving on into who I really and truly am. And now I'm sharing that with all others, so that they too can share of their true self souls and become the true manifestors of their lives and their dreams and their hopes and their desires, so that they're living not only their true authentic selves and lives, but they're living the true lives of their dreams here in the now of their lives as well. So it's really is all about becoming who we really and truly are and expressing ourselves as that, and hoping that all others come along for the ride, because it really is the best way to live, and it's a peaceful from within you way to live, because there's just no other way to be than who you really and truly are. So if you're being someone else for someone else, or for who someone else wants you to be for them, you're never going to be happy living that life, because that's not a true authentic mirroring of who you really and truly are. And so it all comes down to figuring out who you are, what you want, and stepping on into that as who you really are and what you want. So the next book that came, so after that, that was the first book. It came, I was done that book in a matter of days. It was like 3 or 4 days. And it was, of course, it'll be forthcoming in the months ahead. And I was like, By the next week, it was like, I think it was a week, I went back downstairs and I'm like, okay, you know what? If you want to do this second book, let's do it. Let's do it now. I'm ready. Let's do it. So, taking the guidance from me, it's in the second book. It talks about how, I'm wanting to do this. And so they're sort of letting me let them know, that I'm ready for this, even though they were like, okay, are you really ready? Do you want to keep going? But I did. I was excited, and I'm like, let's bring it on. So the second book that came was Archangels from Above, From This Life to the Next, A Message from Your Angels. Now, this book ended up being, of course, a continued piece from the first book. Now, these two books are in helping others, like I said, as like lifeboats or life vests to help others to dig their way out of the depths of, it's kind of like out of the depths of hell that you may have led yourself into by not believing in yourself, by not feeling good enough, by, whatever, however you have led yourselves into these beliefs, this belief system that is not true, because you are worthy, you are always worthy, you are always amazing, you are, we are all gods and goddesses from within us always, from within and from without. So, we've led ourselves to believe these things that are untruths, because as you find yourself or find yourselves possibly in these, what I call the hubs of hell, processings that you've got yourself down on into by believing in this stuff that's negative energies, that's total untruths. These are tools. These are tools to help you to process yourself in a different way, to become more loving, more generous, more, with more compassion, not only for others, but for yourselves as well, and also from within your relationships here as well. So really cool books. Anyways, I'm just going to move on a little bit more quickly through the books right now, because I want to get into the card reading. So the next book, I just want to also let you guys know that, I'm not just talking out of my hat here. I have really been living my true self soul and my true path for the past little over 14 years now, channeling and getting all of this stuff together for all of you, for the betterment of all, always, because that is who I am and that is what I'm here to do. And so in stepping up for all of you, I step up here for myself as well. So the next book that came, it was called The Workings of the Soul series, The Steps Necessary in the Workings of the Soul. From there, I was led into Tools for Life, or in the Creation of Your Best Life, The Teachings of the Light of the Lord from Within Us All. That was the next book that came. After that, book were a couple of workbooks that came on manifesting. And the first book was called The Tools for Life Creation Series Performance Package. It's a strategic planner. And also the second workbook that came through is the Tools for Life Creation Series, Formula for Success Workshop Materials, My Spiritual Attractor Factor Toolbox. Both on manifesting, and also the second one is a lot on discernment. And always going within to discern different different things from within ourselves as to what and who is right and true for each of us. So after that came along the Power of the Mind, Hypnotic Guided Imagery to Create the Life of Your Dreams series. Now this was a 10-module audio series on manifesting what you want in your lives. Children's books. Tooth Fairy Trouble Hits Tinseltooth Town. I channeled a few children's books. This was the first one that was published. Tooth Fairy Trouble Hits Tinseltooth Town. There are other ones that I have that I haven't got published yet that will come later down the road. Another one was Helpmate for Teens that came through. And also after that, also what came through was, they call it 18 Modules in Successful Creation. Now these are videos, audios, PDFs of 18 modules in successful creation. There are also newsletters, worksheets, and an ebook. So all of these things make up what the Divine call the creation series. The creation series of materials. So we'll get more into that stuff later on as we go along. And so as far as my channeling goes, and also of course over the course of time there's been my personal channelings and different channelings that I've done for clients that have wanted, soul therapy readings, that have wanted past life regression readings. I was also led to, I'm not going to get into all of the different, we've already gone through a lot of that in this video here. But the next video I'll get into also, how I went through all the jobs that I've gone through, all of the different ways that I've, come upon to get to the here and now of my life. So that's going to be in the next episode or in the next YouTube video here. So for today, for right now, I would like to then just move on forward into a little bit of a reading. And I'm not sure if this is going to be a twin flame reading or if this is just going to be an overall reading. So I'm just going to ask, for some guidance. And I don't do my readings like possibly a normal tarot card reader because, of course, I'm always intuitively guided or just get direct channelings. Like I said, used to be 3 or 4 words at a time, but now it comes in much more fluid, but it always comes in from the right side. And it's like dictation. It comes in like dictation. And so I then just, whatever comes through, I just say it because that's just who I've been led to be. So, okay, here we go. So I want to start with what? Okay, we're going to start with the Gateway Oracle cards by Denise Lynn. Okay, and so I'm just going to ask for some guidance. We're just going to pull some cards or just drop some cards here and see what we get. Okay. All right. What do we have here for some guidance for who's watching? First card that came through is Cherishing Self. So we're going to ask, and I always get divinely guided into parts of the card that sort of stand out for me, and then I get my channeling from there as well. So, and now this card says, I accept and love myself. Okay, so what I'm getting from here is that, this is all a gift from God. That, we are here as divine beings having a human experience. And that if we open up ourselves to these gifts that come through for us, that we are led to just that much more. So just know that when you open yourself up to your own gifts, whatever those gifts may be, and you allow yourself, you let yourself be that true authentic self of who you really and truly are, and you let those gifts come forward, for the betterment of all, for the betterment of yourself, your family, and for the betterment of all. There's just no better way of life. There's no better way of living than being your true authentic self, living your true authentic life. So to just cherish that part of you, that self, that part of you that is accepting of these gifts and is opening up and opened up to these gifts that come forward to and through you and for all others. Just knowing that, you're here for a reason. You're here to be a helper. You're here to help others to live their true authentic selves and lives here as well. We all are. We're all here to help one another. So we're all here as helpers to and for one another. And just so open up to those gifts and allow yourself to just be. Just be who you really and truly are, and, love yourself for the true authentic being that you're here being. So that's what I got for that one. So let's just move right along. Another card here. We're going to move to another deck. We're going to get another card here. One more card from this gateway. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay. One flipped over. We have mending bridges. Mending bridges. Okay. So now I'm feeling like this is for the Twin Flame collective here now that I'm speaking on. Mending bridges. The card says, I heal rifts. I am a mender. So, so right away from this, I'm getting the dual facets of the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine energies. Sort of, I'm feeling like bringing forth acceptance and forgiveness. To sort of just, I'm feeling like just to let things just go in the wind. Let things just be what they are, let them be what they've been. They've been there to help the both of you to become your best selves, to be who you really and truly are, to step up as those true authentic selves, true authentic souls of love and light to and for the good of all. And so, things were meant to be this way. Things were meant to be this way for a reason. So just so that you know, this journey, this pathway that you've been on, that you are on, is supposed to be the ways that it's been. Even though many, many times they have been difficult. They have been really tough to be on sometimes. They almost felt cruel at times, and still sometimes do feel cruel. It's like, really? Why do I have to be living this? It reminds me of just recently feeling would you give it up? Would you give it all up for love? And that leads me to the question that they had channeled to me. Would you give it all up for love? And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I would. And so they said to me at the very end of my channeling, excuse me one second. At the very end of my channeling the other day on this, when you go to do your readings, they said, one more thing in your card reading, ask this question. What would you do if you could be and or to do anything that you wanted? Would you give up everything to be with the one you love? That tower moment when you ask yourself, would you give it all up for love? So that's the question I'm asking. Would you give it all up for love? Mending bridges. So, would you give it all up for love? So what that just says to me is that, anything can be mended. Anything can be mended. Anything can be brought forward from within the manifestation process, from within your thinking, from within your being, from within your living as, from within your, what do you want? What do you want? Who do you want? Where do you want to go? What do you want to be? What do you want to do? All of those questions, just ask yourself all of those questions, and then listen to your interior guidance from center from within you as to what and who is true for you, and then take those guided actions as need be. That's what it's all about. It's all about listening to your own inner interior guidance system, your guides, your angels, Mother, Father, God, Source, whatever that is true for you. Listen to that, to those messages, and to step forward on into that. And if you're having trouble listening or knowing what those true messages are for you, and you get messages through videos such as my own or someone else, some other card readers, and you get that resonating feeling from within you that this is what is true and right for you. Know that that is meant for you at any given time, just like these different signs and synchronicities that you're given throughout your lifetime here, throughout your journeys here, as to what and who is true for you. You get these knowings from deep within you that this is right for you. He or she is right for you. Believe in yourself. Believe in your knowings. Believe that you know what is right and true for you and what would make you happy. And step out of anything that isn't. Like if you're going to a job that's, you hate going to, step on out of that. It doesn't mean you're going to quit that job tomorrow. It just means you're going to step your way out of it. And you're going to step your way out of it by listening to your interior guidance system from within. But foremostly, you have to ask. You have to ask those questions. And then you have to listen intently to your true self, soul, and your true heart's desires as to what is true and right for you from within you. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And then go from there. Take steps from there. Because actionable steps, everything takes action. But it always comes from within you. So it's not coming from outside sources that tell you who and what is true and right for you or what you should be doing for you in your life. It always comes from within you, deep within you. Trust in yourself, trust in your knowings. You know what and who is right and true for you. And then you take the guided action or steps as need be, as they come forward for you. So there's going to be at times where, non-action is action because you need that time to listen and to wait for your answers to come from within. But when you get them, when you know it, and you've got those knowings from deep within you, that is when you need to take those actionable steps. They may come right away and they may take a little bit of time, but once you know them, are you being true to you? Are you really being true to you in not taking any steps once you know from deep within you what and who is right and true for you? So just remember that if you're not taking any actionable steps, once you do know, that you have no one to blame but yourselves for, what you're living or what you're going through, because you've been given the guidance from deep within you and you have these deep inner knowings, and there's no one to blame but yourselves for anything, because we choose everything in this lifetime. It's just that some of it we've chosen long before we come down here to live it, and the rest we choose when we're down here, and then we see how our life progresses from there. Now that's just another thing that I've learned through channeling over the years. That they've brought forward for me many, many, many times, because I was like, you mean I meant to go through this? You mean I wanted to do this? Are you kidding me? And they're like, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You planned for this. Sorry, but you planned for this. And the rest of it you chose when you were down here. And then you saw how your life progressed from there. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to get back on your path. It just means that sometimes we've gone off of our pathways. And that we need to, get back on our paths. Get back to listening to our interior guidance systems. Because that is what is right and true for each of us from within us. That there's no one that can tell you any better, but there are others that can help you to see, or help you to discern, or help you to acknowledge, because things resonate. And when they resonate, that just means that you already know that. You already have those knowings. And so if they're resonating with you, it just means that is what is right and true for you, because it's resonating. So go within. Always go within. Okay, second deck we're going to go into is Denise Lynn's Sacred Traveler Oracle cards. Okay, so I'm just going to ask for some guidance on this and see what we get. Okay, 2 came forward. We have watching clouds and grounding. Watching clouds and grounding. Okay, watching clouds, lie back, rest, and relax. Grounding, go deep, explore your roots. Okay, so I'm getting the feeling that these jumped out for a reason together, because it's all about going within. It's all about going into your interior guidance system again, and to, just sometimes taking the time. So for me, the last couple of months, I've needed to take that time to go through these processings, to, clear out some of the sludge and that was, within, that needed to be cleared. Some of the, there was just knowings that came up, dreams that came up that I needed clearing, that I needed, that there were stoppages, blockages, or sometimes those triggers that come up. For me, there was a trigger that came up from within my dream state, and of course it was my twin that came up showing me that trigger, because he really is the only one that could have triggered me from within that at this point in time in my life, because there's no one else that would trigger that response from within me except him. And so then I asked, when I woke up, I asked my guides, okay, so what was that all about? Can you give me, information, guidance on what that was all about? And I channeled a piece for me, and it was all about, not letting, it had really nothing to do with him. He was just the trigger. And they showed me, him sort of like, putting me down, or, so I felt less of myself, kind of thing. And anyone else, I would have said, you know what, step off. I am who I am, like it or don't, but I would have, of course, I always, like to come from a place of love, because that's what it's all about, is coming from a place of love. So if you're ever feeling triggered, the best thing you can do is just stop and don't react until you can come from a place of love. That's the best way to go through life, really, is not reacting and just coming from a place of love in your response. And also, it's a very peaceful way to live as well. And so to step, to rise above it all, I guess, to step over it, rise above it all. So then I was able to heal that from within me, because I realized that I still had that trigger from him. I would still, if I was with him and, he said something that, that would, hurt, that could hurt me, where from someone else it wouldn't hurt me. And so now I realized that that was just something from within me that needed to be healed. And so I did that. And so now I'm much more able and capable to deal with anything like that comes up from within my life, with him or with anyone else, because now I'm aware of it. And when you're aware of it, you can change it. So now that I'm aware of that was a trigger, that, I can heal that as it comes up for me, if it comes up for me, and when it comes up for me. So all of these things, I wouldn't have known, though, if I wouldn't have taken that time to relax, wind down, ground myself, and, just listen to my messages and, explore. Go deep within yourself and explore your roots. Explore who you really and truly are. Explore, if you're getting these things, these triggers that are coming up for you from within your twin flame union, or from within your twin flame counterpart resonance, or dealings with, just know that, they can be healed from the knowings. So you've got to go within and ask, ask what's coming up. Why is this coming up? I've got an itchy nose. Why is this coming up for me? What's going on? Kiss a fool? Is that what it is? Anyways, so these cards are just telling us to, kick back, relax. Don't take anything too seriously. Go within for your answers. Ground yourself, always ground yourself in who you really and truly are, and step up for yourself. But just know that sometimes you need to take a break. You need to take a break and go within, because that's where, where the answers are going to come from. It doesn't come in the busyness of your mind. And my channelings never come from the busyness of my mind. It's those times when I take the time to kick back and relax. As of this summer, I had a girlfriend, one of my best girlfriends, come and visit me for a few days. No, I guess she was here a week. And anyways, it was a time I just took off work, took off everything, and just kicked back and relaxed. And I started to have dreams every night. I had 3 nights in a row I had dreams, because I was able to actually then just kick back, relax, and open up some more, I think. And so, again, more deeper knowings, things, awarenesses, things that needed to come up and be healed, purged. So just know that all of that stuff does come from within you, but it also comes from within a state of mind that is not only peaceful, but sort of like empty. So my channelings come, what I do when my channelings come through is I sort of like put my conscious mind to the side, to the left side, and let the messages come in through the right. And over the years, I've been able to sort of like do the back and forth. At first, it was all just, nothing. And then I'm able to more now sort of relay the messages and speak my questions or whatever and relay the messages. And so the channeling, the guidance and all that does become clearer and clearer and clearer, I think, as we ascend as well, and as we become who we really truly are and we're meant to be. So just know that when you're on your pathway and you're following your true authentic self, your true authentic passageways, that all of these things will come fleeting forth to help you along your ways. And if you are being led to different people, like, you know, I used to do past life regression. Sometimes you're led to those people to, you know, learn different things, to go back into past lives, to heal different things, or also to bring forward different skills and abilities that you've had in past lives that can be brought forward into this lifetime here and now to help with your passion, your plan, your journey. So just something else that just, you know, a key note for you to take forward. I want to get on with this reading and end it soon. So I want to go on to the next one, which is life purpose. Life purpose with Doreen Virtue. Okay. These are the first time I'm using these cards. I got a whole bunch of card decks over the Christmas holidays, as well as my beautiful crystal ball that I love, love, love. I'm excited to start using some of these cards. These are feeling very, very fluid. They're feeling very comfortable to me. And so let's see what we get for some messages through it. Wow, jumped out immediately. Strength. Everything you've experienced in your life has made you strong and courageous. And that goes for each and every one of us, always. Everything that we've gone through, everything that we're going through, everything in our passageway, everything in our journeys have been brought forward for a reason. As I was saying, that, you know, it's being brought forward for a reason. It was brought forward for a reason. Become who we are meant to be. And so if things have been tough, things have been hard, you know, as you're mending those bridges, just know that things were to be the way they were to be for a reason. And so you went through those difficult times, each of you, for a reason. If you did not get together, or you were, you know, continually brought apart or separated, just know that that was for a reason. Those triggers were for a reason. This journey was for a reason, to come together in divine union, to help serve the planet, to help all others to live in peace and in love and you know, companionship and true unconditional love. The new templates that are coming in. I know that all of this stuff is sometimes, for some, if you're just starting upon your own twin flame journey path, you're going to learn more and more and more and more as you go along your lifetime here, and also your journey or your pathways here. So as these things come up for you, you're going to probably want to search and seek as to what is true and right for you. And if you're not feeling it at the time, it's not resonating, it just means it's not right and true for you at that moment in time. It may come up later down the road, and it may not. But always, again, always go within you to find out and to ask questions about what is right and true for you in every sense of the word, in every sense, you know, in every sense of your life. Knowing that you are this strong individual, worthy to be, do, and have anything that you want. You are full of light and love, here to spread the word with courage. Okay, so let's see if we get one more card from this Life Purpose deck. Like I said, this is feeling like a great deck. I don't know. I really get a good feeling from this deck. So we have options, and we have talk to your angels. Consider the career possibilities that are open to you. And also, instead of worrying, ask for divine guidance. Now, these came out together. And again, I'm feeling like they came out together for a reason. Because, or for the simple fact that, and also I'm seeing that these are scales, balanced scales. I'm a Libra. So I see these balancing scales, and I'm wondering if it isn't about the yin and the yang as well. And just knowing that from within these options, though, from within who you really and truly are, there are different career possibilities open and available for you. And again, listen to your interior guidance on that, and ask the angels, ask your guides, what is right and true for me? Don't worry about, this or that. Worrying does no good whatsoever. Ask and you'll be guided. Ask and you'll receive. You have to ask. The angels are there. The guides are there to help you along your passageways. But unless you ask, they don't know. You know, they're not allowed to interfere. Put it that way. They're not allowed to interfere. So you have to ask for help. You have to ask for divine guidance. Ask for help from within your passageways as what and who is right and true for you. And know that you have options available from within you. Bring forward those gifts from within you, as they were saying earlier. Bring forward those gifts. Ground yourself. Bring forward those gifts as you are being guided to along your passageways or along your lifetime here. Just step as you're being guided. And we're going to get into more of that in this next video on my steppings. And let me tell you, they have not all been good. I mean, there have been some that have been awesome and amazing and wonderful, but not all good, let me tell you. Not even by a long shot. So we're going to get into some of that next time. But don't worry. Worry is useless. Worry is useless. And also, as you worry, you manifest that worry. So why would you want to manifest what you don't want when you could be manifesting what you do want? So go within, ask yourself the questions, ask for interior guidance, ask for the steps available to and through and for you as to what and who is true and right for you. Take that information as you get it, as you're guided to. Even if that comes from another source, always make sure that it resonates from deep within you as what is true and right for you from within you. Because that is in you to discern. So there's a lot of these discernment tools, like I said, and everything from within the creation series. And we're going to get into all of that stuff. We're just getting started here. So anyways, I want to just end that with, our question. Our question. We didn't get an answer on that question, did we? The question was, did we get an answer on that? Why all of a sudden did I think of that again? Did we get an answer on that? What would you do if you could be and or do anything you wanted? Would you give up everything to be with the one you love? That tower moment when you ask yourself, would you give it all up for love? Something to ask yourselves. Would you give it all up for love? Do we want to pull a card? Ooh. Let's pull a card from the Romance Angels. Let's pull one last card from the Romance Angels and see what it says. I'm kind of curious about this question. And it could be being brought forward for, a select few of you, for whomever this is for. It could be for all of us. To go within and ask yourselves these questions. Would you give it all up for love? Would you give it all up for love? And, go within, listen to your interior guidance. Ooh, boy, hang on one sec. Oops. Dropping all these cards. Okie dokie. So we're going to give them one last shuffle because we dropped them all on the ground. Don't know what that was all about. Okay, here we go. All right, so that's good. So let's just shuffle them babies up, see what we get. Okay, so I'm being guided right now to mention that to bring forth true twin flame readings. So for singles, the divine was saying, bring forth true twin flame readings for singles. Anyone struggling with their twin flame counterparts, meetings of the minds, they called it, we can help them to see a different route to go down or upon. Help them to see a different way out of the trespasses that they've come down upon, and that there really is light at the end of their tunnels here now too. So what I'm doing is I'm offering three card readings, not 3 card readings, but 3 cards readings for $60, a single card reading for $20, plus the angelic divine guidance that comes through from within that 1 card reading or that 3 card reading for $20 or $60, like I said. This will bring clarity into their lives here as well. That was from the angels and guides. And they will be helping me each and every step of the ways. So I know they are. They've been with me for many years, as they're with all of us. We just have to be open to it and to watch for the signs and to know that we are being guided intuitively on a daily basis. So also, you know, if the card readings, personal card readings, you don't need or aren't right for you, aren't resonating from within you, just know that you can come to my channel here and just follow along. Follow along with whatever readings we're getting here for the Twin Flame Collective or for whomever comes forward. Okay, there goes a card. One dropped on the floor. Oh my God. Of course it did. Of course it did. Soulmate. Of course, right? Okay. Yes, this is your soulmate. Okay, love it. The divine works in very mysterious ways, let me tell you. And I have been the receiver of this for over 14 years now, let me tell you, in so many different things that we're going to talk about. I'm going to tell you about a time, about this card that I found in the back alley. Different synchronistic moments in time that led me to this, which led me to that, which led me to this, which led me to that, which led me to this. It's been a crazy, crazy ride. So just enjoy the ride, enjoy the journey, knowing that your true twin flame is your soulmate in life. They are your divine counterpart. They are someone that you intuitively are being guided to be with, or to bring forth each other's best selves. To bring forth each other's true selves, souls, to be together in love, to and for one another. That's what I'm getting. So, okay. Hope you enjoyed the reading. Hope you enjoyed the chat. Really, I just wanted everybody to help to get to know me a little bit better. What I do, what I've been through, my journey, so that I can possibly help you along with your journey as well. Just because the journey, life is not always easy, and sometimes we could just use a little bit of help, a little helping hand, a little bit of help along the passageways. And so I'm here as a helper to help others, you know, to live the true lives of their dreams, and to, you know, move through this process to help them along their journeys, along their passageways of life here. So. Have a terrific, fantastic day. We'll meet again soon, and just keep on trucking. Talk soon. Bye for now.